Okay. 6 o'clock, I'd like a motion to approve the agenda.
I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, let's say pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. All right, let's see here. Agenda go. Public comment. Public comment. If not, we've got, if nobody does, JD can go up and engineer update.
Good evening. It's a good day in Page County. I'll show up later in the update. Sent out Tuesday afternoon. Despite the weather, we're blading, hauling rock with 4 trucks. The spray patcher was working out on the west side of the county, Sleepy Hollow, that's J40. And the pipe crew was working down south of Coyne with the hammer breaking up some concrete. There was that old head wall. Couldn't break it up without a hammer. Had 2 mowers running on the pavements. We'll keep running. We'll keep running because the weeds are growing. And there was some damage to trees across the county. No big damage that I'm aware of. Going on in the shop, there was a tire repair, and the new trailer had a little tag axle issue with it, keeping it up. The mower tractors were serviced last week during the wet. Got a load of road oil. Got a load of oil delivered to our tank, and then we have other agencies like the city of Nebraska City, DOT, Fremont County, Taylor County. They also nurse at the tank, which serves to turn the oil over faster, which is a good thing for all of us. They don't have to go so far. We get fresher oil. The cat loader is expected sometime in July, as is the motor grader also. On the 190th Street Bridge, the prime contractor, stripping the forms and doing the cleanup work. The dirt crew came in, well, he came in Tuesday, not Monday. That's an error in the update. He was working on the roadway and the pipe. I was told this afternoon tile water was running through the pipe. So we'll see what happens with this little rain coming up, but that's a good thing. The guardrail sub, once the dirt's done, then the guardrail sub can come in, and that should be the last item. I would anticipate the bridge open by mid-June, barring some problem. The FY24 DOT budget amendment that we approved here was sent to the DOT, and they approved it by local systems. We're doing development work on a bridge on C Avenue in West Tark, where it's crooked over the river. Doing some pavement preservation work planned for M63. We did a meeting in Des Moines yesterday. Nick attended a culvert design class up in Harlan, and tomorrow there's a Zoom meeting with RPA 13. We have some actions from Page County for that. Questions for me?
How are you doing on the search for replacement road grader operator?
We've got a guy hired. He's coming on the 10th.
Okay.
He lives down that way even.
Okay.
Did
then,
that change from the first?
No,
I thought he was gonna start the first, start June 10th.
it's 10th.
Okay.
the J Road, when do you think you'll sand it or whatever from the bleeding?
We'll sand, there was a little bleed on the J Road yesterday with the sun and some bars on tractor tires. The traffic can not follow the same path all the time. That would be a benefit. And we're gonna sprinkle some sand on it when it gets hot next time, and it'll stick.
Okay,
So we're gonna bring in some sand and have a truck with a tailgate sander on it, and then when it gets hot in June or July, again, this is a little early maybe, but we had traffic. And it's mostly of the 100th Street, not the Willow Avenue part of it. So,
Okay.
thank you.
thank you. Okay. Next up, number 6, the Samuels Group. Project design, and next steps update. I saw him online.
Yes, sir. Let me get my video going here. How's everybody doing this evening?
Good.
Good. How are you, Jeff?
Good. Great to hear that. Everything's tracking according to what we had discussed last time. Milestone dates starting out will be June 11th is when we go to release all the bid documents. That'll go public. June 26th, we have the page room reserved from 10 to 11, or excuse me, 10 till 12. And that will be what we call our pre-bid meeting for any interested contractors to come in. Architects and everybody else will be there also to get any further clarifications they may need from the specifications or the prints. Also kind of gets us a feel for where we're seeing people coming in at. So far in this last week, I've actually had 4 different phone calls from 4 different general contractors looking for the general construction bid pack information, saying that they're very interested. So that's really good. June 28th, last questions are due, and those questions are typically developed from folks going through all the bid documents, then also from our meeting on the 26th. July 2nd, right before July 4th, we will be issuing what we call the last addendum, which would be any necessary changes to the prints, clarifications, any questions that get asked, that we provide the answers to everybody in the public plan room. And then also if we have to update anything on the prints. And then July 11th is the big day. That's when the bids are due, 2 o'clock. All the bids are to be sealed and have to be delivered to the auditor's office. And then at 2:15, up in the page room, which is reserved, is where we do the actual public opening to make sure everything's ready to go, look at bid bonds. And then from there, we will vet the bid documents, make sure everybody's in conformance where we need to be. And then after June 11th, when would your next board meeting be? Would that be July 18th?
July 11th? You mean July 11th or June?
July 11th or June?
Do you want June 11th?
Which,
So, yeah, no, excuse me, July 11th is when we
Yeah.
receive the bids, so do
Be
you,
the next one, let's see. It would be,
July 18th.
18th, yeah.
no, it'd be the 20th.
Yeah, July 18th would be the following Thursday after July 11th.
Oh, July, I'm in June still,
Yeah.
yeah, okay. Yep, 18th,
what time of day would that be?
6 PM.
6 p.m. Yep.
6 p.m. So what we'll do is at that meeting, we'll make sure we're on the agenda also, in addition, and then we'll give our recommendations of winning contractors for our bid packages. Right
Now-
now, go ahead.
I mean, you need time, I guess, but we would have a meeting that night, the 11th at 6 PM. If you need more time, that's fine.
They've got to vet the documents.
We'd just soon wait to do it to the 18th. That's where the schedule's built. That way, if we have any clarifications needed, we can make sure everybody has it covered.
Okay,
Right now, we are looking at 11 separate bid packages, which will aid us in getting other contractors to bid on it, ranging from what we call cast in place concrete to the precast. And then we have our general construction package, which will be the folks that do a lot of the boots on the ground, windows, framing, all that stuff there. And then right down through the line, we will have a special category, what we're calling the laundry and food service bid package. If we need to do any potential value engineering with the kitchen, we have it budgeted right now for a full operating kitchen in the facility. If the bids come in and we are over budget, we have that potential of not adding the actual equipment themselves. The actual rough-ins, all the hookups are part of the other bid packages, so they can be added at any other time. One other area, or a couple other areas that we have identified as potential savings. In our budget that we're carrying right now, we're carrying about 120,000 for landscaping and site work around the facility. So if we don't need, if again, the numbers come in, we're just doing minimalistic as our plan around the building, just to keep everything within budget, but we will have the potential of adding that. We'll have the numbers for that. Other than that, like I said, everything seems to be trending really well. A lot of interest, fielding a lot of phone calls. And what questions do you have for us right now?
On the kitchen, Jeff, you said that that is in the package, but it can be dropped if it's overbid.
Correct. The actual equipment itself can be dropped, yes.
Okay.
We will have it worked out to where we'll still have refrigerators and freezers for the service that you have from Hy-Vee. But again, that was just some areas that we identified for potential savings if we need to.
Right. Okay. Well, any other questions?
No, I think it's going really well. Appreciate all the emails.
You'll be getting lots of them. And then my plan is you guys meet every 2 weeks, correct?
Every week.
Every week.
Every week. I'll plan on up and through bid time will be every 2 weeks. And then starting with when we start doing construction, plan will be every 2 weeks. And then the major one will be, of course, every month we'll give you a full budget review of where we're at with expenditures right down the line. And then that way everybody's fully on board, and that'll be defined by what we call our schedule of values, our G703, for you guys to take a look at. And we will get that out to you prior to that meeting, so you have time to review it and then come up with any questions.
Perfect.
Okay.
Anything else for us?
No?
And you're looking at September or October to start construction possibly?
We would hopefully be looking, get authorization on the 18th, contracts issued 3 to 4 weeks. And to put us first 2 weeks in August. First ones we'll concentrate will be our long lead items and also our site prep work, our civil package, to get that building footprint up and ready to go. Precast package, right now, looks like we're about 118 panels, which will be about 40 to 45 days to get those cast in place is typically what we're looking at. And that's how we'll finalize the rest of that schedule. So hopefully we'll start seeing dirt turning the middle end part of August and everything going after that. We are currently updating what we call a preliminary schedule. I will get that out to you folks probably Tuesday of next week, along with all the rest of the specifications as far as what we're doing for bid packages. And then you'll also have a copy of that schedule. It is what we call a 10,000 foot overview, not super defined. When we get into the more defined, after we get the project going, we'll have our pre-construction meeting. We'll do a special session with all the primary folks to get full buy-in, and we'll get that schedule built out in a lot more detail, and that'll be uploaded and send it to everybody else. So.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. Any other questions? If not, thank you for coming
Thank
to
you.
us an update.
Next one I'll be in person. We'll talk to you folks. Have a great evening.
You too.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay. Next up there, number 7, is the courthouse restrooms electrical for the Glenn Miller concert, June 6th.
We've got a request for the restrooms to be open on Thursday night next week, which is at 7 o'clock, I believe. So
Seven,
okay.
and then Are either of you gonna be available to come open the restrooms? If not, I have a request that we allow Troy to come and do that and just pay him a little overtime whenever we have a request to open the restrooms. I think that's a lot easier. He knows what he's doing, and if,
I've done it several times, I could probably do it, but if
well,
not,
if you're gonna come and be here to open it and then close it
Close
after the
it.
concert, that's fine.
okay, I'll
But
try. If
we
that
have our-
doesn't work, then I know we can see if we can do it. I think I can.
But we have our meeting in the morning, so
Yeah.
it's not, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I would say that, you know, if Jacob runs into trouble and he can't, I would be fine with having Troy do it. I don't know what the pay would, I don't know how much that would
I would
end
just
up
say
being.
his his
Just,
overtime.
he would just clock in to do that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll try to do that. So I did,
yeah.
I think I did it last year, year before. Okay. So I'll take, do
Do
we
we don't
make a
need a
motion
motion
on
or
that?
anything, or
They
do
have
we?
an application, so do we need
Yeah.
a motion? Okay, make a motion on
Just-
that then.
I'd make a motion that we open the courthouse restrooms and electrical for the Glenn Miller concert on Thursday, June 6th, 2024.
Got a motion, have a second?
I second it,
Okay,
sorry.
got a second? I'll try to do that. If not, we'll contact Troy.
Okay,
So, a vote on that?
Yes?
yes.
Yes. Okay. All right, so next Thursday morning, remind me of that. Yeah, we'll talk about that next Thursday. Okay, solar ordinance, any updates, any of those questions we're working on?
Did you ever hear back from your other?
I did,
Oh, you did? Okay.
yes. I did hear back from, Adair County. Adair has a permit fee of $100. And
And is that a
that's the
straight fee?
solar.
Or
It just says, she just said $100.
Okay,
Okay, then Adams County has a fee of $1,000. They just redid their ordinance in May, I think. And theirs was, let's see, yeah, May 8th, they redid theirs, so. It says that a fee of $1,000 shall accompany the application. So those are the two that I was waiting for.
okay.
Got those wrote down. Something to look at, and Fremont's, we looked at it a bunch, and it's based on how big it is,
Yeah, and Mills County is based on how big it is too.
which I like.
kilowatts. Yeah,
The permit size would be really small if it was small, and really big if it was big, so it seems like fitting to apply to how big it is.
and Montgomery County was $50, so they run the gamut.
Yes. Okay, so that gives us a selection there. What else things I write down? What are our unanswered questions right now?
Yeah, I did not have,
Basically, as I flip through this again, we've talked about it, but the height of Mills County is 15 feet. We're good with that, right?
right,
Let's see here. Setback is the same as the park. Talked about that.
and then just, I think the other part is making sure, which I think we had kind of in there, which, well, maybe not, because we looked at the Mills County ordinance. But the toxicity of the panels.
Oh, yeah.
We need to
That's what I wrote here.
make sure that we need to add that in there
Yeah,
as far as what we're gonna allow.
but they do the no toxic materials.
Yes.
Okay, so where was the wording on that found? I don't remember. Who had that wording?
I can find it.
So we find that wording.
I've seen it.
This would all
I think Madison County had it on theirs.
Okay,
I'll go back and look. See if I can cut and paste.
well, the values, we have some things to look at. I like the fee structure that's based on how big it is.
Yeah, I do like that way. Not one size fits all, but
Right.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. We could look at their fee schedule there, like on Fremont counties, and just do away with the maximum. Just crawl this off, so if it's gigantic, because there's thousands of acres, it'd be more. But
The what now?
the Fremont County, or I think maybe it's the same in Mills, but their fee schedule, we could just, they have a maximum, I think, just do away with the maximum, just make it apply to however big it is they have to pay to have that big a permit. And
Are
look
you
at that.
saying take off the last one?
Just that last line,
Just take that 2,000 kilowatts off
yeah,
and just make the maximum 6,000?
no, make it no maximum.
No,
Like it's, if they get over that size, they get a better deal, but it's 200 per kilowatt for however big it is. So basically, just delete the maximum dollar amount there.
oh, okay.
So if it gets, because the bigger it gets, the more intense the permit's gonna be. And if it's small, it'd just be a few $100s that they'd spend. That's just an idea. Other than that, what else we got? We got, any other questions we need to answer, figure out?
This might be a dumb question, just when you're talking about that though, is there something that we should have that says, you know, if they add on to a project, so they could say, well, I'm gonna put this little section in and my application's gonna be this, and then I'm gonna add another section to it, and because it's small, and
Play that.
yeah, could you play that side of it and just keep adding on to a project and only paying
Well, the smaller
the
it is,
small fees for each project?
well, but it would
or
cost more though, because the small
because
fee-
of the overall size of the project?
I think if you've got the system size in there, that's gonna cover it.
Okay, all right,
Because if they do a small one, it's a little higher permit fee per kilowatt. They get a deal when they get bigger.
yeah,
So
Okay.
maybe that, it wouldn't be to their advantage to do that, it would cost them more, actually. I
okay.
think.
No, just a
Yeah, just
Question.
trying to understand their scale here.
yeah.
Okay, anything else?
You had a lot of it marked for cleaning up, Todd. A lot of it in blue,
Yep,
so we probably need to be looking at that.
yeah, so do you have the color?
I don't have a color
version?
printer, so I need
Oh.
to print me a color version.
Okay,
There's a lot.
well, a lot of it was
Submittal
just-
requirements.
And I mean, a lot of it was stuff that I didn't know if we should have in there, or if we just need to clean up the language so it's a little bit simpler to understand.
I guess there's not a lot, but there's some.
And I didn't bring my copy. So. Yeah.
I don't know, one of the things, this is in the permitting process, and one of the things it says is, under B, the zoning administrator will submit all documents to the Mills County Department Approval Committee. Committee shall consist of the Board of Supervisors, the zoning administrator, along with the department head or the designated employee of the following departments: Mills County Conservation, Engineer, Secondary Road, Emergency Management, 911. I'm not sure all that's necessary.
Yeah, I don't know. I do like the fact that they would have a meeting with the local fire department or EMA to go through safety procedures and the scope of the project and, talk through some of those, initial hazards and training, which I think they would probably do anyway,
I
but,
think so, probably.
I didn't know, so on the zoning, that would be our engineer.
The engineer is the
So-
zoning administrator,
Yep,
yes.
okay. So those are just words we'd have to intertwine, if we,
Right.
unless we want to keep that wording.
I don't think it needs to go to the Board of Adjustment either.
Yeah, I did. There was a lot of discussion in there about different meetings and
Right.
we don't always have all those boards that need to be.
I don't think if they start a project, it's gonna take, I don't think they're gonna stop it. I mean, this has got a 5-year thing on here.
A 5-year limit for the project?
No, it's got, that, the uses outlined in the application shall be established in accordance with draft plans considered by the zoning administrator within 5 years of approval. And then commencing the construction, if it's not done in 5 years, then they have to submit a new application.
Application.
I don't think that's, I think if they start it, they're gonna
They
do
might,
it.
but the whole point of the ordinance is to make sure that
Yeah, the only
5
thing.
years is pretty generous.
The only thing I would worry about is if they're getting solar panels from China or somewhere and all of a sudden now they can't get them. And now you've got a half-started project that's gonna sit there and not produce anything or do anything. And, you know, you don't want it to sit there indefinitely.
5 years is pretty generous.
It's a long time. I mean, I doubt we'd ever have to use that, but there probably might be a reason for doing that.
And it's the 8-foot fence. What,
I think that's standard.
standard?
Yeah, I think you have to have that around them. I know you mentioned last week there wasn't fencing around certain ones, but everyone I've seen on the highway has had a fence around it. So I don't know if
A lot
that's
of
just maybe because it's in the city.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know,
I
but,
don't
I know like the one up by Corning,
Yeah,
it's got a big fence around it.
Yeah.
I think we definitely want to cover, also, water management or anything that would be impacting drainage or, runoff, I guess, if there's, I know there was some stuff in there about that they mentioned about, having a wastewater capture, tiling or drainage, so it doesn't cause erosion to the adjacent properties.
native vegetation mitigation plan. You've got that under remove,
Yeah, I
part of
don't,
it anyway.
I don't think so. Most of them have something. I would just have it in there somewhere that, you know, we expect it to be, you know, well-maintained, and, you know, if there is a way to, a lot of them, I know Mid-American is big on pollinators and getting, you know, ground cover underneath them. And, so I would expect that to be at least somewhere that, you know, they have a plan on doing that.
Well, that's what that is.
The mitigation, or the landscape mitigation
It's
plan.
making a plan, and this is like a lot of things you sow down for any kind of project, even government projects, you have to have certain
Yeah.
cover to cover the ground and stuff. That's kind of what that is, it's just telling them they have to, it gives them a lot of time to get it done, to establish seeding, but
It
Right,
talks about in Mills County pollination scorecard requirements. You gotta have an adequate score. So,
yeah, I don't know that we'd have to go that far.
what's it
but-
look like in other counties?
I think that's, the rest of it is, I think it's covered under B or without A, maybe. It looks like there's a lot of repeat,
Yeah,
a lot of repeat.
yeah, I think there's a lot that we could cut out and clean up.
But if you want,
That's,
if
you
you
know,
want
that's,
some cover, you have to have something in there.
right, no, I'm not, I think
But you
there's,
don't have to repeat the same thing over and over
right,
again.
once you've said it in the
Yeah.
document, I would think you're good, but,
Yeah.
So what your issues with Mills County is the vegetation, Judy, what else is the issue?
No,
there?
it's not, it's, this is
Just
what
the
Todd
repeat of
has, Todd has crossed out.
Is that you
I'm
guys-
looking at what he's got it and colored. The red, he's got, red means remove. Yellow is change and blue is clean up, so that's what I was looking at.
Well,
I'll have to get you a colored copy,
yeah, I need a color copy.
so
Well,
you,
you could probably go back and take some stuff out and then redo it and then send it out again.
yeah,
I'll kind of go over it again and update it a little bit. Is there any numbers you're wondering about? I do 15 foot tall like they have.
They had 20 feet, but then they had 15 feet in parentheses, so you wanted to change it to 15, right?
yeah,
Well, Mills County says
And they had
personal, and that's
Three.
the wrong one. 300
and you changed it to 20, or to 2,600.
yeah.
What's that say? Okay, utility scale. Yeah, I see. 15 feet. Okay, any other numbers you're wondering about? We put that, we could copy and paste that fee structure from Fremont County,
Yep,
throw it
Okay.
in. And just take out the maximum.
okay,
Know how to copy and paste it in there just for our draft document, but maybe put in the noise section, put just whatever the wind noise verbiage is for noise. For wind ordinance.
It's in here.
Maybe you
40,
already did
40 to
that.
50 decibels.
Whatever it says there. And then,
I think Todd put 40 to 50, didn't you?
yeah,
Because theirs was shall not exceed 50. And you put 40 to 50.
I think just whatever
And I-
we do, it needs to be the same.
I thought our wind was 40, or not, is that not it? I don't know,
I
I
don't
can't
have it
remember.
with me.
I'll have to go
Yeah, I
back
think
and,
so, just whatever
okay,
that is. I
I'll
think
look
that's
at
what we
that
should
and
use.
see,
If it doesn't make any noise, it won't matter anyway.
right,
But it should be the same. Okay, let's see. Any other numbers? Looking through here. in the decommissioning, the line number 2, H, decommissioning H, line 2, number 2, it says decommissioning costs shall take salvage value into account. I've talked to other supervisors about that and things, put that in there, it's like they can value this high, I mean, they don't have to do it, I don't think it should have salvage value
Okay.
taken into it. It should just be whatever it costs. And they can reclaim their money afterwards. We don't have to give them credit for that
Right.
when they salvage it. So just that line, decommissioning costs shall take salvage value into account, just cut that line out. Okay, let's see. And then on number financial security, 7I, it says decommissioning funds or financial surety, shall be in the amount equal to. I guess it's the next line, number 2 down below that.
And what is that?
I don't, that's how they prove they're good for it, for
Yeah.
paying the bill.
But
When
we
it
talked
has-
about having real money.
Yeah, and
and
it says real money for the forms of cash, certificate of deposit,
Right.
performance bond, all those things, escrow account, surety bond. But then you get down to this little grayer area, letter of credit, corporate guarantee. But it does say acceptable to the board. So I mean, they'd have to agree to it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just that it's real money.
Yeah. I don't think I changed that. I think I left that the way it was.
We left it the same.
Yeah. Because I thought that was worded pretty clearly. We still had, approval to, if we liked it or not, we could.
Okay. That's all but the last page, so.
Okay.
Any other,
I'll do some more work on it
Just
and
kinda-
send it back out.
shuffle it around and see what it looks like there. Okay, well, let's get that.
And if there's things you guys wanna add to it, go ahead. And
Yeah.
We can compare and,
Just need to look at the wind ordinance and see what the decibels are.
yeah, I'll see what that is.
Okay, we'll do that, have something to look at, we can work on that. Okay, anything else? Okay, board communication. Let me look at my calendar, I lost my calendar.
So I had an EMA meeting yesterday, and we also had a tabletop yesterday afternoon, or morning and into the afternoon, which was very interesting, working with EMAs and Fremont and Page, and then, they had fire personnel, and they had EMS personnel, public health, public officials, and then Green Plains, maintenance people and their safety coordinator. And basically it was a exercise on, what would happen if there's a disaster in a scenario of maybe a overturned tanker truck or something like that. So it really got all of the parties to realize how much communication needs to happen between all the entities if something happens like that. And so we took away some good things, I think, that are gonna help. One thing that we realized was like our dispatch, who was there as well, she does not have an updated list of how to get a hold of a lot of the city officials. So even mayors in the county, I mean, I think Board of Supervisors she could probably find, but they're just, how best to update our list of all the people that in the county that you might need to call in case of there's a huge emergency. And so there was some action plans that were kind of developed, and I think, we'll improve. And then last night in our EMA meeting, we talked about the ESF deliverables and the things that are in our, what happens in Page County with different scenarios and things. And so Jill's been doing a lot of work on that, and it looked really good. And and then tomorrow I have an RPA meeting, which I'm gonna have Jacob go to because I have a prior commitment.
10 o'clock.
after work. Yep, 10 o'clock,
I can do it.
Zoom, so.
Okay.
I had a Wabansie meeting Tuesday. We worked on financials and the budget. We have 30 employees with Wabansie and serve various communities. And it just kind of keeps growing. We are still having trouble collecting from the Medicare, Medicaid companies that Des Moines.
Did you
State
see
has
that,
got.
mental health webinar thing that they?
I did.
Did you sit
No,
through
I
that?
didn't go.
Oh.
I didn't watch it, but it's on.
Yeah, I saw that it was on there.
Yeah.
I wondered if you'd attended or talked.
I did not. No, I had something else, so I didn't. Nope.
Okay. Well, our next meeting is the 6th? No, the 4th.
The 6th.
Oh, we moved to the 6th?
Well, that's
First
always been
First
the-
Thursday.
That's right.
First Thursday
My
is
brain's
the
not
6th.
working.
And then the
Yep.
next week is the 11th.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
6th at 9, we'll be in here at 9, that's right.
Yep.
Next Thursday, okay. Anything else on that? We have a bunch of claims here and I haven't looked at all these.
I have a problem with a couple of the claims. And I didn't get a chance to call over and ask Janet or Denise, but, there's a couple very large bills, and one of them is for an ID maker, and Jill has one of these. I don't know, I mean, to the tune of $2,800, $2,700. Jill has one. I don't know why we would need more than one of those in the county. It makes name
Yeah,
things
I know, yeah.
and everything, and I'm not
Yeah,
sure what the
we've got-
VA is doing with those. The other thing, which is something that we don't normally do, they've placed an order for tumblers and keychains and note badges and pins, that say, Page County Veterans Affairs, and give the phone number, and normally we don't do it like advertising like this. And I don't think they'll probably,
I wonder if they're doing some kind of fundraiser with it?
I doubt that, I mean, but we need to find out, but
Can we hold off on approving that?
I
and
think
get
so,
more
I think we
information?
should and get more information,
On
yes.
the boiler too, I just looked at this and it's went over their bid. I didn't really say why, 5,000 over. There's 208,000, I remember that, it's 213, it says extra stuff, but it doesn't say what it
It's
is.
probably maintenance things on it, I would imagine.
Did
No,
you
it
want
says this
the
is-
checks go out tomorrow, do you want me to hold the checks?
I think you need
I
to
think-
hold the two
yeah.
VA ones.
I'd like to
yes.
hold this one too, because there's no definition of what it is. The bid was for 208,000 to replace the boiler, it says, all it says is,
Do we need to make a motion to do that, to hold them, or just telling
if we
you?
don't approve them,
Okay, I didn't know
says-
if there's a motion that we need to make to hold that to,
I would say that we just say hold them
okay,
until we get further information.
okay, you gonna hold all of them, or some of them, or you got some others
The
here?
two veterans, I would say.
And all this says, I'd like a little detail why it went over 5,000.
do they have an itemized bill there? or-
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, it's very big. It just says extras. Well, what is extra?
I know there's change orders in the file downstairs.
Well,
Well-
there's always changes to the boiler as far as the computer is concerned.
But this is
and
the
things,
Siemens
so.
putting in the new boiler, the 208,000.
It was
this is-
put in the fall though, so I'm
It's-
not sure what this is now.
That's what I'm saying, I don't know either, it says prior requisition was 208,000, now they want 5,000 more dollars for extras.
I don't think that
Know what that is.
am I right that the computer upgrade was maybe not included in that? I'm thinking that's, yeah.
Well, I'd like to see that, so if you're holding some, hold that one too.
Well, the work's been done, so
What have we
I
got?
think we almost have to pay.
Have they not ordered these things?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they do them until they get the money, do they, on this ID? Yeah. So I think if we can stop it, we should, because I mean, this is,
Well, on the numbers that I called to make sure, they didn't send an our tax exempt, so they were wanting to pay tax on it as well, so.
Okay.
Got that on paper.
but they haven't done it until they get the money, right? And I think it's like $4,000, $5,000 that could be spent for veterans things rather than this type of stuff. I can call over tomorrow and ask if you want me to do that. Or if you wanna call, I don't care.
We got the window project here too.
That's part of the retainage, I believe.
Final retainage.
When's the signing on the thing for Siemens due? Like, when do
On
those
receipt.
checks have to go out?
Well, it's due on receipt, because they've already done the work, so
I know, but
probably.
did they have I mean, so if
You
we
have to
ask
get
to
a
see,
change order approved.
if we ask to see the POs
Yeah,
on all, or
When
the
you go over-
breakdown of it, do we have time to do that? That's what I'm asking, so we're not
No,
late on a
hold it.
payment if we,
When you go over
Just hold it
bid,
till
you would
next
have
week.
to, have a change
Yeah.
order. You go
I-
over the bid. Unless it's coming out of a normal maintenance
unless
line.
it's
And
not,
that's-
unless
that's
it's
what
not
it is
part,
coming out
if
of,
it's not
Jacob,
part of
it's-
that first bid,
no, it's
then
coming out of the
this
normal
is-
maintenance. It's
Okay.
coming
But-
out of the courthouse maintenance, so it's not really coming out of the original
it'd
boiler.
be kinda
amount
nice
that
to know
was
what
done.
was being done, I guess, before they did it and spend all that money.
Yeah, but
But
I
unless
know
it,
I know one of the things was they had to upgrade the computer programs in the computer, because the computer was really old
Yeah.
that you operate it with.
How did
So-
you know that? Did they email that out, or how did you know that?
I know that because I think it's very, very old.
No, I'm saying, how did you know they were, I'm saying,
did
how
you put it in?
I'm saying, how
Probably,
did you,
it probably was.
how did you know
Yeah.
that they had to do this, spend the 5,000?
I think we mentioned it in the boardroom a long time ago,
We
right after
talked
we did
about
the boiler
approving
thing.
another 5,000 for him?
I
That's
think
why I
we
don't-
talked about it,
I know there's a change order to that exact number.
yeah,
Okay,
okay.
if we had a
Sounds good.
change order, then it's fine, don't remember that. Okay. So how do you wanna do it? Let's see when it was due, let's look at it. Claim date 5/21.
It would be nice to just have a little bit more explanation instead of extras.
Says
That's how it's
5/21.
titled, but it would be nice just to see what it actually is for, so we know that. I mean, I don't have a problem with if they did the work, paying them, but it'd be nice to know. I don't understand extras. Now, if they would've said new computer system, I get that, but extras, I don't
Okay.
really.
Is that
well-
extras, is that our
You can look at it
notation
again if
on
you
it,
want.
or Siemens notations?
Well, we don't really have a notation on it.
Do you have the Siemens bill?
Yes, that's what I was trying to
What
look
does
at.
it say?
A lot. It just shows the 208,000 was paid,
Right,
and now we want 213,000. And it's a difference. It says now they would like to have, it says 213,000 is a difference of $5,229 they would like to have. So,
I think we discussed the computer when we were discussing the other, but,
I don't remember.
anyway. Do we wanna hold the two VA claims and the Siemens claim?
Yeah, just hold them and then we can pay it next week. We'll look at the
And
information.
we'll put it on the agenda for,
Or not pay.
Cindy will put it on the agenda for next week,
Okay,
those three claims.
so it's this one, and this. Okay, but we have claims to Venture Architects, to Agrivision, and the ARPA window project, the other three claims. We have printed, so you
The
wanna make,
Agrivision was the conservation
yeah.
one, and when I read it, when it came this afternoon, I read it, they were called out to work on it, and they did all kinds of checking to see what it was, and it finally came down to the switch had been turned off. So for $600, we got a switch that was turned off. I'll move that we approve all the claims except the 2 VA claims and the Siemens.
Okay,
I'll second.
motion and a second on that.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Sign those. Okay. Okay, here you go. Okay. Okay, there you go.
Oh, oh.
Did you sign that? Whatever.
He's working on it.
Okay,
I got the other three right
okay. We'll look at this.
Going across these, we all signed where the tumblers were.
Huh?
Or we all signed.
I wouldn't sign it
Oh,
until,
you did.
yet.
So I was following where everybody was signing.
Just cross that out. That's just to say we saw it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are the 3 that we're holding.
Yep, okay. Just want to make sure. I don't know what this last one is. Is that
That's
the,
just the final of the whole thing.
okay, but we don't need to sign that? Or you didn't sign it?
The whole claim list, that we're
Yeah,
not
'cause
doing
then
those
we'll-
three.
If we do anything, we'll have to wait,
Okay.
at least the VA ones.
Alright. Do you want to sign that one?
Let's sign this one.
That last page?
I did.
Oh, then Judy had
I
signed it.
haven't signed it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Jacob?
Oh, reading, oh, sorry, I wasn't reading. I wasn't thinking. Alright. We'll look at the minutes here. Okay.
Just,
What's that? Yes.
Did you hand those out?
Yeah. One thing I was thinking as I look at this again, it says there was discussion of the minutes and the official minutes, maybe leaving that, if that is true. There's so much here that's only half what it should be.
Yeah, I think I left that in.
Okay, let's just leave that part. So, we can fix that, what's hand out, just leave that line right there. Where it says in the official minutes, because that was part of the discussion. There is official minutes, but not that somebody's bringing up a point. Okay. Did you hear that, Judy?
And then, but then I thought
What?
for like, there was board communication,
Mhm.
so,
All those dates and everything?
yeah, I thought that was fine. The only thing I crossed out just the, when I'll be gone and things like that. I
Yeah.
didn't think need to be in there, but
It's just, our county meeting. Well, let me see that, what do you got there? Let me look at that. Just trying to see what's
I
just.
thought if we were gonna have the,
Objective.
that's yours.
Let's see here.
Yeah,
No.
but I thought if we we're gonna have like the four county meeting in there and the day meeting that we're gonna switch to, and then the canvassing of the thing, that should be in there,
Notify
You
the
have
public.
that?
yeah.
You have-
Huh? I
Do you
do
have that? Do you have that copy?
Yeah, I mean,
We could, let's see here, we don't want that one. We need to stop, no, let's see,
yeah, here, that's what I had, but
let me look at that. Okay.
I think I crossed out that officials too,
Yeah,
but
it's fine.
but it
even
needs
'cause it's
to
just
probably
a-
be in there.
It's just a topic of what we were talking about, not what was the discussion. Okay.
And then like, I think on the top part where people were public comment, I think I just left their names in there for public comment. Instead of like on yours where it says there was public comment, and that was it. But,
I did find out that gravel came from Savannah. That rock came from Savannah that Sherry Hunter was talking about.
oh yeah,
Savannah has a lot cleaner rocks.
so that was the good stuff that we,
No, it wasn't
Got
from Schulberg, it was from Savannah rock.
They're out of rock
Because
right now.
Schulberg was out of rock.
They're out of rock.
oh, okay.
Okay. motion on then.
Yeah, I'll make a,
Here, you look at these, and
What's
hand them
that?
over there if he makes a motion on those. It's just slightly different. Just has some dates in there and stuff.
Are there two of these?
No, that's just one. So just look at that and hand it over there if it passes.
Do they get it then?
Well, if it passes, I guess give it to him, so.
yeah. I mean,
I'll make a
that's-
motion on that.
These are Todd's, and the other
Yeah,
ones are
there's a
Jacob's.
few dates that are,
I'll make a motion that we pass my amended minutes
that's the copy you just
to
received.
meet the Iowa Public Information Board guidelines.
Okay, I'll second that.
So you're taking out, or you're taking out a lot, never mind.
Well, you know, just for some examples here of how, before we vote on, how just lots of extra information that does not, it's not objective, but the people want more information, like the line at the top where Todd says, Todd Maher spoke that he was upset with the board meeting last week about the majority doesn't rule in Page County. What was the topic? You know, majority rule of what? Didn't go into that the official minutes have been signed
Yeah, and that's
out
just
of
where
order.
it's hard to capture all the
Well, it
conversation.
doesn't tell.
And if you do that, your minutes become huge story novels.
It's,
that-
well, yeah, it's not what official minutes are for. They're official record of the actions of the board, not the feelings or what, it's the actions. So, but this doesn't speak of what happened. I don't think last week did either. The actual big deal is our official minutes book has minutes that have never been approved by the board, signed by a member of the board without the board knowing. That's the big deal, and that's not in these minutes. We want all this information in here, and that's not in here, so.
Jacob, you knew that I was signing them because you've been down there.
I
You
went
and-
down there
You
months,
and Cindy have looked at the minute
one
book,
time,
so
and
you
I
know.
came and said, I want them fixed. So, and when they're fixed, I'll sign them. I told them I will not sign these until they're fixed.
I think I
Because
would,
why would we sign minutes that do not match? It says we vote, and they're 2-1 vote that they're amended, and the minutes that were not amended have been signed. That's no way that makes sense, and that is not in our minutes. That is actually not ever said in the minutes, what's happened. So we want a lot of information, but we don't have that information, so.
I would like the one comment left in there about Clark would like Gibson to talk to the county attorney, because I think that's really important.
Well, what does that matter in the world that you want, well, I want, you know, price corn, what does that really matter in the minutes? So-
Because
Well,
we've
you-
asked him to look at that before a decision is made.
Well, we'll ask them
Because-
again in the meeting, and it was on video. I don't understand how that's official movement of a board to ask a question. It's not, here's my report from the county attorney, it's just a question. So it's reports and actions to keep it objective and a permanent record. So it's not, it can get real hairy, maybe that isn't a big deal, but then what if you ask all kinds of other things? Where does it,
Well,
you gotta have.
yeah, the only thing, I guess I would look at it objectively and say that's an action that we've directed somebody to do something.
Because you agreed to
Let's
it,
see.
And,
or Todd did. I don't know about you, Jacob, but
Well, I'm
Todd
fine
did.
with them asking
and,
them.
and I think he did, I think it was unanimous that we wanted him to go talk to Carl before we went any further with that. And so to me, that's an action
We
that,
should have made a motion. Proper would have been to make a motion on it, because the motion is an actual act, is a recorded
right, I get
action.
that, yeah.
These statements aren't, if you want it to be official, then you gotta make a motion. And it's easy to make a motion.
Right.
It has to be on the agenda, though.
And if I had made a motion, you would have said it's not on the agenda.
Well, then we'd have to put it on the agenda. If you want to follow procedure and proper, which,
All we were doing was asking Ron to talk to the county attorney before they proceed with
and
anything.
that's fine, but if, I'm just trying to talk about official, if all you're
So
doing is
it's-
asking a simple
right.
question, then what's not that big a deal?
So,
then?
so in that regard, yes, you are correct, because you have to do, if it's not on the agenda, you can't really make,
Official motion.
But you don't need to
Official
make a
business.
motion to ask him to talk to the county
No.
attorney.
no,
No, but if
But
you want,
then we have to say, okay, so are we gonna have just official business in the minutes? Or are we just going to
that's what we
have,
said a year and a half ago.
Right.
Official business.
Let's
so I
quit
do,
arguing and move
I understand
on.
that, so
So just official business, to keep it clean, because,
I'll leave my motion as stated.
okay.
Yes,
No,
Yes. Okay. meeting adjourned.
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Alright.
Adjourned.